Alvin from Priceline Pharmacy, West Brunswick, and we're doing our weekly Ask Alvin show. I think we're up to episode number 14 or 15, I can't remember, but we'll put that up in the chat box above. My intention for doing these shows is to provide as much value as I can for our clients, customers, and other people out there in Facebook and internet land. I firmly believe in a holistic philosophy of using natural medicines and pharmacy medicines to help people get better sooner. And any advice and any suggestions that I can give, I like to impart that and provide immense value where I can. So that's my intention for doing this weekly Q&A. So this is a weekly live Q&A. So if you have any pharmacy, wellness, or any other question really, pop them into the comments below and I will do my very best to answer those questions for you. And even if you're watching a replay of this episode, please pop your questions in the comments below and I will answer them. And or if you want a question to be answered next week, if you're unable to make the show, put that in the comment section below as well and we'll answer it. I always appreciate if you like and share this video, and even better if you give us a review on Facebook if you're loving what we're doing, and any suggestions as well. So if you want me to wear a different colored top, if you want one of my other pharmacists, one of our other pharmacists to be hosting the show, or any other suggestions that you might have, please put them up there. We're always open to those. I got to do my disclaimer now, so just remember everything that I say here is general advice only. If your symptoms are persisting with the medical conditions that you're experiencing, please always contact your healthcare professional, your doctor or your pharmacist. Because I'm normally freestyling and as people ask me questions, if I do mention anything about medication and dosages, please make sure that you only use as directed. And also contact your healthcare professional if your symptoms persist. Cool? Done all the legal stuff out of the way. I'll just start diving into the question. The first question today is from Crystal. So Crystal is asking, and I'm just reading my notes up behind, why doctors recommend using sleeping tablets for short-term use only. Sleeping tablets that you get on prescription are, yes, designed to be used for short-term use only, because they generally fall into the category of what are called benzodiazepines, but I guess it's not really important for everyone out there. It's simply because using these kind of medications can, prove to be very dependent. So your body gets really dependent on them. So what that means is eventually you'll find that you need to start taking these medications all the time to help you get to rest at night. Not only that, that becomes really annoying. Quite often your body builds up a tolerance to these things. So over time you may find, and in a lot of people, that you need to take more of this medication to get to sleep. And that's not the place that you want to be in. Also with this medication, they can make you really groggy the next day as well. So that's why we limit it to short-term use of using these kind of sleeping meds. The last thing, and one of the last things, but one of the main points is they can become super addictive. So, without realizing it, you're finding that you're needing to use this medication apart from the dependent side of it as well. And then when you start to want to try and get off them, so when you want to stop using these kinds of sleeping tablets, it can be challenging to get off them. A lot of people find if they get off it too quickly, some people, you get what we call like this rebound phenomena where, you're just not feeling too good at all. As always, I've always got, my whole belief is using a combination of diet, exercise, lifestyle, natural medicines to help you with your sleep. And you've got many options that work really well to allow you to rest at night and to wean away from using the medications that doctors prescribe for sleep. The main ones that I like to use are magnesium. So the magnesium supplementation works in a high majority of people, very safe to use, doesn't make you groggy the next day. Some people also find adjusting their schedule of when they eat, so you need to experiment with that and certainly come in and talk to us about how that might be useful for you. Also limiting coffee, it sounds obvious, but a lot of people still have a coffee in the afternoon and wondering why they can't sleep at night. So we can talk to you about strategies for doing that. And the latest one, some people are finding that kiwi fruits half an hour before bed work really well. in allowing you to get to rest at night. So there's a whole food approach there as well. Of course, we've got exercise, meditation, a whole heap of strategies where you don't have to be taking these yucky sleeping tablets to allow you to rest at night. But please come in and speak to us or speak to your pharmacist, and they've got the solutions that you need, not necessarily the ones on prescription only. Cool, easy. So yeah, that answers that. The next question that we have from Lucy is she's asking, how do I use an eye ointment? So yeah, really good question. The eye ointments, I mean, we use all the time in terms of lubricants, antibiotics, and the best way to use them is to wash your hands first, because your eye is a sterile environment. So your eye is sterile, you want to make sure that you're using clean hands, because if you contaminate your eyes, you risk the chance of getting an infection, which is not fun. So the best way to do that, wash your hands, grab the ointment, open it up. The best way to do it is to look back, lower your eyelid and squeeze the medication or the lubricant into the bottom pocket of the eye. And then once you've got about a centimetre of the eye ointment in your eye, then you just shut your eye for about 30 seconds. And what that does, that distributes the ointment or the gel or whatever eye ointment you're using all over the eye. So that's the best way to do it, and make sure you wash your hands afterwards. Some of the ointments you just need to be aware are quite thick, so your vision may be blurred for a couple of minutes afterwards. So please plan it accordingly, so you're not having to drive, or you're not doing it in the middle while you're driving and that kind of thing. And just be aware that your vision may get a little bit blurry. So that's the best way to use eye ointments. Now you'll find that depending on the eye ointment you use, your pharmacist will tell you that you'll need to discard it after a certain period of time, or if it's something that you buy over the counter, have a read on the back. Typically they range from discarding your eye ointment after 30 days or after 180 days. Just depends on the preparation that you have. And the reason for this is because, as I mentioned before, your eye is a sterile environment. Some of these ointments are preservative free, or they've got a low preservative in there. And once you open the ointment, the chance of bugs do get in. And what you want to do is limit the amount of bugs that get in. And so within that expiry period, you want to use it as often as required. And after that period, we can't guarantee that the preservative is working or that there's bugs in there. And if you're putting that ointment into your eye, you're just going to risk further infection. And yeah, you're just going to be in more problems than what you started with. So hopefully that answers your question. Cool. Next question is from Bronson. Hey Bronson. He's asking how mushrooms for immunity differ from using an immune stimulant like Echinacea and Andrographis. Yeah. So Bronson, 2018 is the year of the mushroom. So mushroom is starting to get a little bit of momentum in terms of superfoods and supplementation that you can take, and definitely I will be talking about mushrooms as we go along over the course of the year. Because we're starting to see a lot more companies bring out mushrooms onto the commercial market. Mushrooms for immunity. So the main one that we use for immunity is chaga mushrooms. So they're really good at maintaining an everyday immunity. And these differ from using something like Echinacea and olive leaf and Andrographis and stuff. So you want to take the mushrooms, this particular mushroom chaga, every day to help maintain your immune system. It's got so many other benefits in supporting your adrenals. Just depends which mushroom that you take, but it has everyday immune boosting properties and helps your body fight off and stay strong, fight off infections and stay strong every day. How it differs from using something like Echinacea and Andrographis, you would use that when you have an infection or a virus or a cold. So you want to, when your immune system is compromised or it lowers, that's when you want to add these things on top, and it's going to boost your immune system even more, and it's also going to start to fight off all the naughty bugs as well. Wow, naughty bugs are a bit of a theme this episode. So that's what I would be doing. So use the mushrooms every day to maintain a strong immune system, kind of like some people use vitamin C every day. That's a very, very similar way of using chaga mushrooms. Saving these Echinacea, Andrographis, olive leaf for when you get a drop in your immunity and when you really need it, just to top up. So Bronson, that's what that's how I would rationalize using the mushrooms. And depending on which mushrooms you get, They can be used for a whole heap of other purposes, and you know, if you want, I'll do a video, and more than likely I will do a video on them because I'm using them myself, but I can talk about that another time. So hopefully that answers your question. So everyday mushrooms to keep a firm, solid immune system, and when your immune system gets compromised, or you know, when you get an attack, a bout of the cold or flu or something like that, you stack the Echinacea and stuff on. Alright, last question from Rio. So Rio is asking, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but Rio, great question. How do I treat heat rash all over? So yeah, we're seeing heat rash, I mean, especially now in Melbourne today, Thursday, I think it's like 38 degrees outside, pretty crazy weather, and we're really feeling it. And there is quite a lot of people who are sensitive to the heat. So apart from, you know, maintaining your hydration and electrolytes and stuff, how would you actually physically treat a rash which is all over the place? Usually for a rash, we'd use some cortisone-based cream, which if it's all over the body is very, very impractical. So what I would be recommending for you, Rio, is if you've got a rash on a large area of the body, or some people have it all over the body, I would use a coal tar-based solution and have a bath. That would be my number one solution for you. So coal tar has got really good anti-inflammatory properties, anti-itching properties, and it's really good at settling down the skin. But yes, it smells like coal tar. You will smell kind of funky. But if your rash is all over and you know, you're unable to get out of control, doing a bath in some coal tar a couple of times a day, just immersing yourself in there for about 10 to 15 minutes will give you so much relief. Seriously. And Rio, you would also be using an antihistamine internally just to settle down the allergic response. So using a coal tar bath and antihistamines would be the way I would go in helping to manage that rash. If you don't want to have a bath, you can actually get some coal tar in a solution just to apply it on your body, leave it on for a few minutes, and then you can just rinse it off as well. That'll also have the same effect, very similar. Not as good as obviously immersing in the bath, but you know, you got to do whatever's practical, Rio, the antihistamine as well. So hopefully that answered that question. Cool. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in once again. As always, please make sure that you like this video, share it, subscribe, give us a review on Facebook as well. We always appreciate honest feedback. And also your questions. So please make sure you pop them in the comments below. Even if you're watching a replay, I will answer them. And you know, if you want me to answer it more in depth, and I will answer it more in depth on the video, on the live Q&A next week. Fantastic. Alright guys, thank you. Have a great week and we'll touch base soon. Bye.